Joining us right now is Tobin Marcus, the head of policy and politics at Wolfe Research. And Tobin, I get it when it comes to China. That's probably the most complicated deal they're going to have to put together. The second largest economy in the world, also somebody who we're frenemies with, partners on some ways, but really kind of pushing back in a lot of ways, too. Europe, I thought we were already reaching pretty close to what we thought was the outline of a deal. You think that that is not done at this point?
Thanks, Becky. Good to be here. I do think that Europe is stabilized in the near term. I think the question is with the EU in particular, also with Japan, with South Korea to some extent, the president's characterization of the investment commitments that have been made as part of these deals has looked very, very different from how they're being characterized by our trading partners. This morning, when you were speaking to him, President Trump talked about the EU as essentially giving us a $600 billion signing bonus that's his to spend as he chooses.
Right.
The EU characterization of that has been, this is our essentially sort of survey of what we think private sector investment intentions are, and we have no ability to compel compliance with that target. So I think and
Japan, by the way, has said, no, this is a loan. This is not money that you can do whatever you want with. This is a loan that you have to repay us. Right.
And South Korea similarly has said it's going to be largely loans and loan guarantees. So, you know, if the president is still in deal-making mode, if he's in kind of de-escalatory mode, wants to keep stuff contained, of course, he can just accept these pledges at face value, proceed with the tariffs he's already put in place, let things go their merry way. But if he's really committed to getting sort of investments of the kind that he's characterizing, then at some point I think that that will break down. And the fact that we're not seeing eye to eye could, you know, lead to another round of threats somewhere down the line. So I don't think this is a near-term problem for markets. I think that tariffs are going to go where he says that they're going to go, the rates that were set last Thursday that are taking effect later this week. But, you know, as this term proceeds over months and years, we could see a resurgence of tensions.
So why do you think a deal is imminent with India? It feels like we've been hearing about that for several months at this point.
Yeah, that has been on the tip of everyone's tongue for months and months now. I think that was in the kind of initial tranche that folks were hoping we might get in May or June. You know, I think that we're going to be able to land the plane. I think that Trump and Modi have warm leader-to-leader relationships. They always have. I think that the Russian oil issue is it's an issue, but I don't think it's such a sticking point. I think tellingly, China is the other big buyer of Russian oil. The Chinese keep on huge takers, right?
Yeah.
And he's not making those threats there. So I think that goes to show that probably the Russian oil issue is kind of downstream of whatever other tensions we're seeing in the U.S.-India relationship, as opposed to that being the driver of the threats that he's making right now. So I think that they'll be able to figure it out. I don't know exactly what that looks like, but you know, as we saw with China, if there is a big escalation, I think we will find ourselves in a position where both sides want to de-escalate before too long.